Hi, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm a professional astrologer. You can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com, and there you can read the new moon, full moon forecasts. Click on all those tabs. There's all kinds of great things to look at. There's many drop-down menus there, so you can read lots of things. See where I am, figure out how to contact me. It's not hard. I have a contact me button if you want your own private session. Today, I want to talk about the astrological energy for November. Going to hit on a few key points. There's always more than I can ever talk about, but this is what you get from me. It's a little bit different from everybody, I know. And this is for Aquarius, by the way, for you Aquarius or Aquarius rising. Let's start with November 4th and 5th. We have the moon in the sign of Aries. Now, why do I pick on that? Well, you know what? The full moon is coming, so that means the moon's energy is growing and growing and growing and growing. And just before she's full, she's in Aries. Now, moon in Aries is dramatic. Not dramatic. Nah, that's the Leo. That's coming. That's later. The moon in Aries is about, it's a very I am type of energy. But sometimes it can be very selfish I am. Because that moon in Aries is just going to definitely tell you how they feel. Immediately, quickly, you're not going to not know how a person feels when that moon is in Aries. People around you are just going to be wide open with their emotions. All kinds of emotions are going to be flooding the internet, flooding our energy fields. Because the moon is growing and it's coming to a peak. And that moon in Aries is definitely not holding back. So it'll be an interesting full moon. And that's coming up in the next day. But that moon in Aries is also making some aspects that are important that we need to speak about. The moon squares Mars. When the moon squares Mars, that means that could mean that you're upset and angry about something. And you need to get it out. Mars is in Capricorn, so you might hold off a little bit. A few hours later, the moon will make a square to Pluto. Same thing, Pluto's in Capricorn. We might feel like we have absolutely no power and control. And if we haven't said anything by the time the moon squares Pluto, we're just going to sit inside and it's going to seethe. But then, when the moon finally does make a conjunction to Uranus later on the 5th, that moon conjunct Uranus, everything's just going to come out. So it's best, even if it feels difficult, as soon as you start feeling you need to say something, it's a good idea to say it and get it out. Please say it with love and kindness. You can still say how you're feeling without being a jerk, but not everybody's going to understand that, and a lot of people are just going to explode. So we're going to see a lot of interesting energy around us, and I say interesting by, it could be very dynamic, a lot of emotions flowing. Your own or others. We are coming to a full moon in Taurus. So that full moon in Taurus is in your 4th house, Aquarius. And so with that full moon in Taurus, what happens with that? How do we feel about that energy? That energy is about home and family, and it's our roots. It's a private area because, you know, what we do at home, we don't do in too many other places, really. So it's very private. So what's coming to our attention is what do you value? What in your life are you valuing? You know, you should be valuing your home and family. Taurus is in that part of your chart naturally, you know, from when you were born, if you have Aquarius on the horizon. But the point is that what is being brought to your attention when that moon is full, it's illuminated in that part of our chart. We need to focus on that and see what it is that needs our attention, how our values are shifting and changing. They might be changing because, you know, the sun, if the moon is in the 4th house, that means the sun's in our career sector and there's something going on in your career. So there might be something going on in your career that's affecting your home life, or something in your home life is affecting what's going on in your career. That's what this eclipse, it's not an eclipse, that's what this full moon is going to show you. Something has to come up. So it's helping you to define what you value at home in regards to your home and your family. And the nurturing and caring that you give others in your family. Alright? Ooh, that sounds serious, but it sounds good too, because it's just showing us what we might be missing. We get kind of lazy when it comes to family sometimes and telling them how much we love them and care for them. So this is an opportunity for you, Aquarius, to look at that. All right? I'm going to move on. On November 8th, Mercury is back at 0 degrees of Scorpio. It was at 2 degrees when it went retrograde back in October. October 23rd, we had an eclipse at 0 degrees of Scorpio, and that's where Mercury is today on November 8th. When it is in that area, that is going to set off the eclipse point, and that means between October 23rd and November 8th, please pay attention to what was going on in your life. Sit down and write it out. Scorpio wants you to dig in deep. It always has. It's always about shifts, complete total shifts, changes, and transformations. With Mercury in there, we're able to write this out or communicate this easily with others. You know, Mercury is all about expressing what we think and feel, whether it's through writing or talking or whatever form of communication is best for you. All right, focus on that. And really get in deep. Write a lot. Do a lot of writing. I want to look here at my notes. Oh yes, on the 10th and the 11th, Mars and Pluto are actually conjunct at that point. And when they're both conjunct in the sign of Capricorn, Mars and Pluto own Scorpio. They're the rulers of Scorpio. All right, and that is about debris and Capricorn, which they're both in as a conjunction. They're both in the sign of Capricorn. That's the foundations. It reminds me of all those antique foundations that are all around the mountains here where I live. Old houses, foundations are the only thing left of these houses. They're 300-400 years old. All that's left are the foundations. Everything else has gone away. What is your foundation? And that reminds me of what do you have left? What's your foundation? What's left for you to build upon now? People used to take those old stones as well and make new houses with them. But still, they're littered all over the place around here. It's wonderful to walk them. But as a metaphor for your own life, there's a lot of things leaving right now and a lot of things deteriorating and falling apart, my life included. And so it's important that we let these things go, because whatever has broken down and falling away now, it is not coming back. There's no way it can come back, especially not in the same fashion. Now, if it transforms into something else, then it will come back as something else. The caterpillar and the butterfly, well, they're both the same DNA, but they're very different one to the other. Once it transforms, I don't know which caterpillar is which butterfly, only a couple of them. Do you? See what I'm saying? So whatever goes away now, for certain, there's a lot falling apart already. It's already happened a lot in people's lives, so if you've already lost a lot, pretty good chance there's not much left. So you don't have to worry that this is going to increase that. It might for some, but most likely it won't if you haven't already lost things and you haven't already released a lot of stuff. It's going to start this whole process. In November will start this whole process. All right. Then on the 11th, no, I already did that. On the 13th and the 14th, the moon in Leo will make a square aspect to that Scorpio energy and to the Taurus energy of the full moon. And that is, moon in Leo is drama and dramatic. So whatever is coming up on the 13th and the 14th for you, you know, there's people around us again. This is all about reflection. So people can bring up stuff that we're like, why are they acting that way? What is wrong with these people? And we have all these things going on in our head. But the thing is like, it's all about you. So you need to examine what's it triggering in yourself. That's what this Leo moon will be about. A lot of drama around us, so we need to go in and see what it is that we're being dramatic about or not dramatic about. You know the routine. Yes, you do. All right, 11/22. So November 22nd, yes, that's numerology, 11/22. It's a great day for them and a great day for us. The new moon in Sagittarius. Now, the new moon in Sag is all about bringing in new learning, new teaching, exploration through play, through fun. It's mutable fire. It's like a go-getter. I need to go have fun. So if your life's been too serious for you lately, this new moon in Sagittarius is about exploring and having fun. It's in your 11th house, Aquarius, which is your natural home. So with that being said, that's a fantastic place for it, because that way you're able to get out there and become be in groups, find new groups that excite you, something different, something fun that excites you and moves you so you can feel alive again if you've had a little bit of a hard time this last few months. That's what the Sagittarius energy wants you to do. Maybe you'll go and you'll start your own group. Maybe you'll be a person who speaks at some new groups. It's all about that big social awareness. and groups. It's not about individual behavior at all. It's about you doing something in groups and really getting out there into the world, changing things. Now, if you really want to be a rebel, you are going to be an individual, and you're going to just go out and find a way to buck the system no matter where you are. Everything you do, you're always pushing somebody's button because you're bucking the system and you're forcing other people to change. Yeah, well, see, I know a few Aquarius, so I know how they are. They'll do either of those. They'll do both of those. They truly will. Go out and be somebody big in the world, but then they'll also prefer to be alone, but pushing the buttons of everybody else around them. I'm going to leave you with that. I want to finish up with November 25th. Mercury and Saturn in Scorpio are conjunct. They're both in the same sign, and they're at the same degree on November 25th. Now with that just again tells me that we need to write and examine what it is that is important to us. That Scorpio energy is just, once again, we need to recap what we've lost, what we're trying to gain, and where we are. And that's what that is with that Mercury and Saturn conjunct, recapping what our foundation is, recapping what we still have to work with. And do that through writing as well, writing, communication, meetings, talking, any of those things. Finally, on November 27th, Thanksgiving Day here in the United States, the moon's in the sign of Aquarius, so do something different. Create a new tradition. That family member who comes in and always brings up the same issue, the same problem from 20 years ago, you know what, they can just take a hike. Come to go take a hike. It'd be good for them, actually. That could happen with that moon in Aquarius. They get some thought in their head and they can't really let it go. You Aquarius are like that. You guys are one of the you get a thought in your head, you can't let it go. It's really difficult. But turn that energy around and do something different. Be independent, be revolutionary. Find something fun and different to do on this holiday, and it's not shopping. Find something fun to do, something very unique. Start a new tradition. That's what I want you to do for Thanksgiving this year. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you very much for listening. Please share. Come join me on Facebook, Dorothy Morgan Astrologer, and find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. Private sessions are always more detail-oriented than these things, but it's good information for you anyways. Thank you for watching. Blessed be. And I want to say namaste. Yes, namaste.